Chosen ones, you are now at a crucial turning point. If you are watching this video, it is no coincidence that God has brought you here. This is a time destined for you, and now is the time to take action. A great change is approaching, and it is very near. This period is quickly approaching, and it is far beyond an ordinary day. We are on the brink of a divine transformation. God's call is clear, and you are the chosen ones embarking on this journey. You must prepare yourselves because the change ahead will usher in a period like none you have experienced before. Your prayers and hopes are no longer just expectations. They are quickly coming to fruition. You no longer have to wait for your desires. They are coming to you, and you must be spiritually ready to receive them. This change is happening rapidly, and it is urgent. God is calling you. Before moving forward, you cannot ignore this or remain unprepared. Now, stop the video and take these 3 steps immediately. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and send a powerful message to the universe by leaving a comment with the number 99. This is not just a number. It is a divine signal declaring that you are ready for change in your life. If you are truly chosen, you already feel on a deep spiritual level that you must watch this video until the end. If you're not ready to receive this message, you won't be able to watch it till the end. But for those who are chosen, for those who are ready to hear God's call, this video will change your life forever. Can you feel it in your heart? Something huge is coming, an undeniable whisper. God is speaking not just to a few, but to every chosen one who has ears to hear. This call is waiting for you. This call is a clear sign to awaken spiritually and prepare for what is to come. Today is not just an ordinary day. It is the moment when everything begins to change. God wants you to be spiritually armed and ready. Be prepared to face the unimaginable events that may unfold in the world. Preparation is not about surface-level changes, but about a deep inner journey. This is a personal journey that only you can walk. But remember, the preparation you make now will determine how you will navigate the great spiritual change that is emerging on the horizon. God is calling us not to be passive observers, but active participants in this divine story. Remember, this call is an invitation, not a command of fear, but a sacred assurance. God is leading His people to a future greater than they can imagine. Make space for Him. Pray, fast, and seek His guidance. Set your heart on the path to spiritual power. The time to prepare is now. Are you ready to respond to this call? Imagine waking up and seeing the world around you change in ways you never expected. This is not an ordinary day. This period will be a time that changes the spiritual landscape and awakens the hearts of those chosen by God. During this time, the veil will be lifted, and the hidden will come to light. You will be spiritually awake and feel the excitement before the winds of change arrive. The change will be vast, not only in the physical world, but also in the spiritual realm. You will begin to feel a deeper connection with God, and you will sense His presence more in every moment. The distractions of the world will no longer weigh as heavily on you. This period will be a spiritual awakening, sharpening your senses and bringing you closer to God's purpose for your life. While the world continues to spin in chaos, you will remain steadfast, anchored in His truth. God is calling you to this moment of ascension. To understand the significance of this time, it is not about standing still, but awakening to the realization of what is ahead. The challenges will be great, but your faith and spiritual sensitivity will grow in ways you cannot even imagine. You are on the verge of a new turning point. This is a time of spiritual acceleration and divine revelation. The changes ahead will not be limited to one person, place, or nation. It will spark a global transformation. Waves of change will ripple through the hearts of those chosen by God. impacting communities, families, and nations. This moment will be a pivotal point in history, and every chosen individual will feel its effects deeply. God is calling you not only to prepare for yourself, but also for the world. This is a call for immense spiritual readiness. But this preparation is not just about physical or emotional readiness. It's about understanding the weight of your role in the divine story. Your actions, beliefs, and courage will inspire others to rise as the world changes. Your example will shine brightly like a beacon. The world may be uncertain, but for those spiritually prepared, this time will bring clarity. Your purpose will become clear, and you will be part of a profound spiritual awakening. The magnitude of this change is beyond words. The changes ahead will not be easily forgotten. They will be beyond human comprehension. But for those spiritually awakened, everything will be clearly visible. This transformation will affect everything: our beliefs, our communities, and the way we see the world. You may have an idea of what the future holds, but nothing can truly prepare you for the scale of what will unfold before your eyes. What once seemed important, money, status, material gain, will suddenly seem insignificant when compared to the spiritual transformation. The world will be reset, and the chosen ones will be called to rise and take their place in this new era. This is a test of faith. It will challenge your beliefs and trust in God, but it will also offer a divine opportunity to grow. Take a moment now and think. If everything you know suddenly changes, what would you do? God is calling you not just to prepare for small changes, but to prepare for an unimaginable transformation. The world may be shaken, but as one of the chosen, you are called to stand firm as a light and beacon of hope in the midst of it all. God's call is always personal, yet universal. Right now, He is speaking directly to you, asking the most important question: are you ready? This is not just a question for the future, but one that requires urgent action. Your current spiritual readiness will determine how well you will handle the changes that are coming. Are you prepared to face the challenges ahead? When the world is tested, will you stand firm in your faith? God doesn't want you to be perfect. He simply wants you to be willing. Will you allow Him to guide you through the upcoming changes? It's easy to say yes when life is comfortable, but the real test comes in the difficult times. When challenges seem insurmountable, remember that in your weakness, God's power will be perfected. He is calling you to stand strong in your faith, to stay grounded in His truth, and to trust Him. When the storm comes, it will be time to act. Don't wait until the last minute. Begin preparing now. Pray, strengthen your spiritual muscles, because you don't want to be unprepared when this incredible change comes. This is your moment. God is asking, are you ready to rise as one of the chosen? This spiritual battle is not just personal, it is a battle of the Spirit. God is calling you not only to be a participant, but to be a leader, one of the chosen. In the future, as darkness descends, you will be called to lead others with divine purpose. The battle will be intense, and at times it may feel overwhelming. But remember, you are not alone. God has equipped you for this moment, and He will provide you with the strength you need. In this context, leadership is not about power or fame. It's about standing firm in your faith and leading by example. It's about loving others the way God loves you, showing compassion and guiding the lost. The spiritual sensitivity you are cultivating now will provide you with the insight you need to lead others in uncertain times. As the world changes in the days to come, you are called to be a light in the darkness, helping others find their way. Expect opposition. Expect the forces of darkness to rise against you. But do not forget that the ultimate victory has already been won. Your role as a leader is not about fighting with your own strength, but about surrendering to God and allowing His power to work through you. Embrace your role as a chosen leader and trust in God. He will lead you. His hand upon you. Guiding each step, you will notice changes within yourself. Your spiritual awareness will grow, and you will begin to notice things you never saw before. This heightened awareness will make it easier to discern God's voice, but it will also make you more aware of the darkness in the world. You will feel the urgency of the times more keenly, but along with this sensitivity, your ability to bring light to those around you will also grow. Change will not only be external, but internal as well. You will find yourself more in tune with the needs of others, more open to hearing God's whispers, and more aligned with His will. But this increased sensitivity requires preparation. It requires you to cleanse your heart of distractions, doubts, and fears. It requires you to develop a genuine relationship with God based on trust and love. That's why you must prepare your heart. Clear away the chaos that blocks you from hearing God's voice. Remove distractions and focus on what truly matters. As your spiritual sensitivity increases, your ability to respond to God's call will also grow. Now is the time to attune yourself, to listen carefully and obey without hesitation. Your heart will be the key to guiding this spiritual awakening. Will you allow God to heal it? A significant change will come, drawing a distinct line between the chosen ones and the ordinary. This change will highlight the differences between those who align with God's will and those who do not. It will be a time when the true nature of people's hearts is revealed, and the chosen will shine brighter than ever before. This is not a time to grow complacent. God is calling you to live with purpose and faith, to stand apart. This separation is not for the purpose of judging others, but to call the chosen to a higher standard of living. The world will try to pull you into its own ways, distracting you with false promises, but you must stand firm. While the world may seem chaotic, you will have peace, purpose, and a deep sense of divine guidance. God has set you apart for this moment, and now is the time to embrace this call. As the world darkens, the light of the chosen will shine even brighter. This separation will clarify who is with God and who is not. It is not a time to fear, but a time to embrace the honor of being chosen. You have been set apart for a divine purpose, and your life will bear witness to the power of God's grace. Great spiritual wave is approaching. This wave is not a local event. It will rise and sweep across the entire world. This wave will redefine the course of human history and awaken a spiritual awakening. The waves of this change will challenge everything we know. However, those who are prepared will receive it with grace and purpose. This wave is both a blessing and a test. It will lift you up, providing opportunities for growth while also challenging your faith. The power of the wave will reveal how deeply you are rooted. Are you ready to face God's truth? The wave of change will be undeniable, and it will force you to make a choice. Will you embrace it and grow, or will you let the waves crush you? When the tide rises, preparation is crucial. It cannot be ignored. This global wave will be a test of spiritual resilience, as it touches everyone from every corner of the world. You will be called to be a light in the midst of darkness. This moment is not just about personal growth, but about being part of a collective spiritual awakening. The world will feel the change, but it will be the chosen ones who show the way, standing firm against the rising tides. The deepest test of your faith is approaching. You will find yourself in situations where standing firm in your beliefs may become incredibly difficult. The pressures of the world, distractions pulling you off your path, and false teachings will intensify. However, this test is not for your destruction, but for your growth. Doubts and fears will burn away like a purifying fire, leaving behind a pure, unshakable faith that will prepare you for what lies ahead. Throughout history, the great moments of spiritual awakening have been preceded by trials. This was true for the ancient prophets, and it will be true for you as well. Faith is not found when everything is easy. The true test comes when everything seems uncertain. And it is in those times that you must remain firm. The world shakes, but you are called to stand unshaken, rooted in God's promises. The views of the world may change, but God's truth remains eternal. As the wave of change approaches, ask yourself this: how deep is your faith? When everything is tested, will your beliefs still stand strong? In the coming times, this moment will be a defining one in your spiritual journey. After it, you will need to hold tightly to God's promises. God is faithful and will never forsake you. The world you know will never be the same. God is about to bring about a dramatic shift in the course of human history. This change will not only affect a few people or places, but will alter the very fabric of society. Now is not the time for complacency. The days of comfort are over, and you, as one of the chosen, will be at the forefront of this transformation. This change is both an opportunity and a responsibility. The prophetic voices have warned of this moment for years, and it is now here. The wave of awakening is approaching, and you will feel it deep within your soul, as if something within you is stirring. The question is not whether the change will happen, but whether you are ready to embrace it and take on your role in God's divine purpose. As the spiritual wave rises, false leaders, false prophets, and false spiritual movements will appear, attempting to deceive people with empty promises. These voices will sound convincing, and many will be led astray. But as one of the chosen, you are called to hold fast to the unshakable truth of God's word. The approaching change will test your discernment, and you must stay awake. We live in a world where deception is common, and during times of spiritual turmoil, it becomes even more dangerous. But God has equipped you with the Holy Spirit, giving you the gift of discernment. You will be able to recognize lies and remain faithful to the truth that God has revealed to you. That's why it's so important to stay rooted in the Scriptures, continuously seek God's guidance, and stay in close relationship with Him. In a stormy world, do not be swayed by the voices that seek to pull you away from God's call. Trust in His word and let His light guide you through the darkness. Stay alert, remain faithful, and never let the deceptive voices of the world lead you off the path. God has set for you a great change is coming, one that the world is not prepared for. You may witness global crises, political upheavals, and societal transformations. Amidst this chaos, false prophets will rise, spreading confusion and false hope, using fear, manipulation, and empty promises to sway many hearts. But those who are spiritually prepared, those who are deeply rooted in God's truth, will stand firm even in the face of turmoil. This call to preparation is urgent. The world is entering an unpredictable time, and only those who are spiritually strong will be able to endure the coming storm. God's people are called to be a beacon of peace in the storm, to remain steadfast in their faith despite the external circumstances. In a world that seems lost, you will be a light of hope, not only for yourself, but for those around you who need to see the light of God's truth. The coming crises will test your faith, but they will also reveal your true calling. In a world of deception, will you be a voice of truth? Will you remain firm in the face of confusion and fear? Prepare now for unexpected circumstances. Align your heart with God's path and trust that He will guide you through the trials ahead. His truth will be your shield, and His word will be your weapon. In the days ahead, you will face challenges that will test your faith like never before. It will be tempting to seek compromise or take the easier route, but God is calling you to be resolute. Steadfastness is not just about enduring. It is about standing firm in the face of adversity. It's time to stay true to the divine call that God has placed in your life. No matter what, this is the time to hold on to God's promises. Even when the world seems to be falling apart, perseverance, patience, endurance, and trust are required. You may not see the whole picture right now, but you are called to walk by faith, not by sight. God has a purpose for your life, and it will be fulfilled, but He wants you to stay closely connected to Him. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world, but in the coming days, you must focus on the path that God has set before you. Even if the path is unclear, remain faithful to your calling. Trust that God will provide everything you need. He will guide you and equip you for every challenge ahead. Your determination will inspire others to stay strong as well. This is the time for you to shine as a faithful servant. Stand firm in your faith and walk in the fullness of God's calling. Ultimately, there is a simple question that we all must answer. Will you respond to God's call? The test of faith is not in easy times, but in difficult moments. God tests His chosen ones, calling them to rise up and fulfill their divine purpose. Will you be counted among the faithful, or will you allow the challenges of the world to pull you away from His plan? The test is here, and it will shape your spiritual journey. This is your time to step into the fullness of God's call. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. The challenges ahead are not meant to break you, but to purify you and bring out the best in you. Will you entrust your life to God when the road gets tough? Will you remain faithful when the world tries to influence you? The choice is yours. The test is upon you. Will you answer the call? As the days shorten, the sense of urgency intensifies. The moment is quickly approaching, and this is your final call to be fully prepared. This is not the time for complacency or delay. God is sounding the alarm for the awakening of the chosen ones. Pay attention and prepare your hearts at all times. The transitions ahead will reshape the course of your life and faith, leading you toward monumental change. Now is the time to take action. This is not a drill. In the days leading up to the divine moment, there is a sacred command. You must remain spiritually alert and vigilant. The distractions of the world will increase, and the pressures of daily life may cause you to forget the importance of this moment. But God is calling you to rise above the noise, to listen, stay awake, and be ready to respond. Urgency is real, and it requires immediate action. Your preparedness will determine your ability to manage the spiritual change that lies ahead. The final moments before the divine moment will be a time of purification and testing. God is preparing you not only for the approaching event, but also for the role He has called you to play in His divine plan. As this significant moment draws near, ensure your heart aligns with His will. Pray fast and seek His guidance. Allow your spirit to be sharp and ready to respond to His voice at every moment. This is not an ordinary day. The calendar marks a divine moment that will reveal your higher purpose in God's plan. It is the day the spiritual veil will be lifted, and the chosen ones will step into a new era of purpose and destiny. God has been preparing you for this moment for years, and now is the time to embrace the fullness of His call. This is not the time for doubt, hesitation, or fear. It is the time to step forward with courage and claim the purpose God has set for you. Revealing your higher purpose means recognizing the unique and significant role your life plays in God's kingdom. This transformation will bring forth your true calling, awakening gifts and talents that have long been dormant or unnoticed within you. It is time to take inventory of your spiritual journey. Reflect on your experiences and understand the bigger picture of God's plan for your life. Embrace the change, for it will lead you to a deeper understanding of who you are meant to be. Divine change is not just a personal experience. It becomes a collective experience as the chosen ones awaken to their higher purpose. Those who are spiritually prepared and aligned with God's will have the power to impact the world in ways they never thought possible. This change will bring a wave of transformation that will touch every corner of society, with the power to reshape the world. In this moment, the key to unlocking your higher purpose is to surrender your plans and desires to God's will. Trust that His plan is far greater than anything you could imagine. Divine change will challenge you, but it will also empower you to step forward with confidence and courage, answering the call and embracing the beginning of a new spiritual era marks the time when the chosen ones rise to the forefront of God's divine plan. This is not just a change, but a spiritual revolution. The old ways fade, and a new wave of spiritual awakening sweeps across the world, igniting the chosen ones. This marks the beginning of a new chapter in their journey. It is a time of renewal, new beginnings, and the fulfillment of prophecies. As the chosen ones rise, they will begin to manifest their divine purpose in ways the world has never seen. The barriers that held them back will fall away, and they will step into positions of leadership and influence. This new era will be characterized by the outward expression of spiritual wisdom. Revelation and power will shake the world, but the chosen ones will remain steadfast in their faith and resolute in their mission to bring light to the darkness. The rise of the chosen is not just about individual success or recognition. It is about fulfilling God's will on earth. This is a time for unity as the chosen ones come together as a collective force for good. It is time to support and uplift one another, working together to create lasting change in the world. As the world grows more chaotic, the chosen ones will become the beacon of hope, guiding people back to God. Embrace this new era with faith and courage, for the challenges ahead will be significant, but God has equipped you with everything you need to succeed. This is your moment to rise up and fulfill the purpose you were created for. When spiritual change begins, you will step forward with confidence and belief. Your faith will be put to the ultimate test. This is not just a test of your beliefs, but of your commitment, resilience, and willingness to stand firm in the face of challenges. The refining fire of faith is a crucible in which your spiritual strength is purified. The heat may be intense, but through this test, your faith will become stronger, purer, and more resolute. This test will come in many forms. Challenges to your beliefs, obstacles in your path, and external pressures that try to pull you away from your faith. But remember, gold is refined in the fire. The challenges you face will serve to strengthen your character, deepen your relationship with God, and prepare you for the tasks ahead. This is the time to prove that your faith remains unshakable, no matter the obstacles in your way. Spiritual tests are not to be feared, but embraced as a necessary part of growth. As a believer, God calls you to overcome the difficulties, trust in His plan, and walk confidently through the fire as you face these trials. Lean on God's strength and allow His word to guide you. You are not alone on this journey. God is with you every step of the way. Now strengthen your faith, deepen your prayer life, and arm yourself with God's armor. The trial of your life is coming, and it will require all your spiritual strength and determination. Will you rise to meet the challenge? God's call is not a call to stand still. It is a call to action. The world will change, and the chosen ones must take action, move in faith, and make bold steps to fulfill their divine mission. Preparation is not about waiting for the moment to come. It is about preparing your heart, mind, and spirit to respond when the time arrives. The call to action is clear, and your preparation is crucial in fulfilling God's purpose. Being prepared means being spiritually equipped, ready through prayer, emotionally centered, and mentally focused. God is calling you to rise and take action as the world around you begins to shift. The time for hesitation is over. Now is the time to step into the fullness of your calling. Your response will not only determine your future, but also the future of those around you. The urgency is real, and God is asking you to take on His cause with courage and determination. Preparation also means being willing to let go of your own plans and submit to God's will. The action God calls you to may not always be easy, nor may it unfold as you expect, but it will always be the best plan. Your preparation will be tested, but through this test, you will become stronger and more confident in your ability to walk in alignment with God's purpose. Ask yourself, am I truly ready? The call to action is not a passive invitation, but an active command. Prepare now, and when the time comes, move forward boldly, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. The signs of the coming change are all around you. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, God is awakening your spirit. The chosen ones are being encouraged to keep their hearts awake and aware. The signs before the important day are not only physical or external, but spiritual as well. You may already feel a subtle stirring in your spirit, sensing that something extraordinary is about to happen. There is a growing urgency in your soul that something significant is on the horizon. Recognizing these signs requires spiritual discernment. It means tuning out the distractions of the world and listening attentively to God's voice. The signs may come in dreams, visions, or a deep inner knowing that something is changing. The world may not see these signs as they are, but for the chosen, they are clear indicators that the time is near. Trust the signs you receive, for they are part of God's plan to prepare you for what lies ahead. As God awakens your spirit, be mindful of developing a deeper connection